My good people, welcome to Cocktails and Takeaways. It is episode 4, baby, and it's your girl, MadameJoyce, in the building. Now, guys, I have someone very, very, very special today. I have a bit of testosterone in the building. I have a bit of chocolate in the building for the ladies. He is a content creator. He is a comedy writer and an MC and a host. We got Professor Kumi in the building.
Yo. How's everyone doing, man? I'm really happy to be here. It's me that requested to be here after I'm a fan of the show.
No, you're lying.
And I left a YouTube comment and said that I can't wait to be on your show, please. And then I DM'd her team. And now I'm here.
Boy, why are you lying? Why are you lying?
It's great, man.
Why are you lying? No, I'm so happy to have you here. And guys, before we start, listen. If you're not sipping on something light, you better get yourself a nice drink. Get yourself a nice alcoholic something. If you don't drink alcohol, then just get a little appetizer. You know, something to bring your spirit up.
Listen. Inhaler. Yeah, if you have asthma,
absolutely,
take your inhaler.
Listen, you don't want to fall down and die because you're laughing too much. Get your inhaler ready. Yeah. What's good, baby boy?
I'm not bad, It's a good day. It's really hot today. If anyone notices, but
I'm telling you, the way my nose is sweating is just too tough.
It's crazy.
How's your week been, baby boy?
It's not been bad. There's a lot of weddings being planned and stuff like that. So I've just come back from a consultation with a couple. So wedding season is back. Mm-hmm. If you're getting married, if you're in love, do you know what I mean? Propose to that woman.
So we have a motive. Listen, I've not been to a wedding in years, and I feel like wedding parties are the best parties to go to.
So lit.
Listen, I'm ready to shake my bum in my Ankara, in my matching Ankara. It's been a minute,
Honestly, it's great. If you're on the other side of the fence, when you're being paid to do work, if you're a host, caterer, DJ, it could be a lot of work.
But too bad I'm not. Listen, I'm coming as a guest and I'm coming for the jollof rice. So if you have an invitation, just bring me. I'm gonna make sure I'm going.
Yeah, nah, man, it's lit. I'm really got my first wedding since the pandemic. In a few weeks, and I'm really excited. I'll probably tell a few rusty jokes, but that's the game, baby.
Clean yourself up a little bit, yeah.
I'm sorry to that couple, but do you know what I mean?
It is what it is.
Keep it up, innit?
I'm telling you, but it's interesting. As much as when the season is blooming up, there was quite a lot of divorces and that. In this pandemic, it's so sad.
People got to really know that. That their husband's picking their nose.
I'm telling you, when everybody was disappearing for work, you just thought his work. No, he's going to his lady, his work wife. Wow. That's what he was.
Is that what was happening?
That was what was happening. That literally, a lot of people use work to escape from their relationships, to escape from their marriages.
Yeah, well, I'm here, Sha. That's my second business. Sometimes people are like, oh, what, you're a professor of? I am a professor of love.
Is that what your profession is? When I was wondering, professor, I didn't even ask. What's your major?
Professor of love.
Professor of love.
Yeah, love. Major and minor in love.
So you were supposed to help these married people and you didn't help them. I
was in lockdown. I was following Boris's rules. What do you want me to do? Yeah.
But now you're back and you're better and you're ready to make the weddings all sunshine sexy.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're coming to people's wedding, there's no divorce.
Because
absolutely. Your professionalism, professor, you won't allow them to divorce.
Bound.
For life.
For life, by God. When I'm if I host your wedding, you can never divorce. You can never be unhappy in that.
In this life.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about this week. I got something to ask you. So this week, ZEZEMILL and SIDEMAN. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna tell you what happened. So basically, ZEZEMILL was talking about how dominant men and alpha men don't like alpha women. So SIDEMAN now comes and is like, oh yeah, but basically putting himself in the conversation. I was like, oh, but what about me? And then ZEZEMILL was like, who? You ain't an alpha male. He's like, what makes me an alpha male? What makes me an alpha male?
Nah, you got the accent spot on. Well done. You've been doing well.
No, but okay, cool. What is your definition of an alpha male?
It's a term. It is. People have their own definitions, and because everyone has their own definition, there is no real definition. I feel like it's a made-up term. It's not a real thing. I personally just think you are who you are. Somebody will say, oh, an alpha male is somebody who everyone listens to. Everybody listens to my manager at work. I don't see them more or less than the other. There's no definition. I just think that, especially if you're going around. So my real issue, I don't really care for the term, but if you go around asserting that you're alpha male, then in your theory alone, you've already defeated what you're trying to say, because really and truly, you shouldn't be telling people this is what you are.
You shouldn't have, no, not even just telling, you shouldn't have to prove, because the way Sideman is in the comments trying to prove his alpha maleism, I don't understand.
Listen, you are what you, I think people are, let's focus on listen, there's bills to be paid, like we're in a pandemic and you're thinking about alpha, omega.
No,
look,
let me...
Jesus, God is the only alpha and he's the only omega. The other thing that I do, so host... Professor, I'm also a minister. I'm here to teach, preach the word of God and teach the word of God, isn't it?
Amen.
So, that's the only alpha male that I know.
Wow.
The rest of us, we are all trying.
I felt the spirit move as you were speaking.
Let it move you, baby.
Oof.
Yeah, we're all trying. Honestly, there's no alpha. There's no omega.
No, but let me keep it a stack here. Sideman is not alpha male. Like let me keep it 100. What ZZ was saying in terms of, because guys will never understand this, because it's the energy that we receive and the energy that you man exhorts. So it's a thing where being an alpha male is a demeanor. It's how a man stands. There are some men, because the argument was for Sideman that, because I pay my bills, because I look after my family, that makes me an alpha male. No, it doesn't. It does not make it alpha male. There's some broke ass men. There are some poverty pools that are out there and they exert alpha male energy. So it's a thing where it's not about what you do as a man. For me, like when I'm looking at guys, it's not about what you do, because respect to the men that look after their families, respect to the men that, even some CEOs don't exert alpha male energy. Yeah. So I just found it very, very, very weird. But from your perspective, like, would you say you're alpha male?
I don't know. It's not a title that you can give yourself. If someone thinks I'm an alpha male, that's fine. I don't even want to, if you think I'm an alpha, I don't really want you, that's your opinion. Because it's not a tangible thing. It's
energy,
It's so subjective, and it doesn't really, I don't know. Because my thing is, what now? I'm an alpha male, where do I go? Do I just go on top of, Lion King on the Pride Rock? Do I just sit there and say, yeah, this is my dominion? Because what now? I'm an alpha male, so what privilege do I get? Do I get to push and cues?
I feel like the guys that feel like they have a lot to prove are the ones that talk. Alpha males, they literally, the energy for me is like, I don't need to prove myself.
And that's my thing. To each woman, a woman will say, oh, that's an alpha male. While you're like, nah, he's not, because this or that. Like, when he walked into the room, I didn't feel, nothing was tingling over here. But for some women, it will. So who's right? It does. That's what I'm saying. It's just not tangible.
It is definitely subjective. Right. It's absolutely subjective.
So when she was shouting, again, I didn't watch the video, because whenever I see alpha male, I just turn off.
Next.
No intelligent conversation has ever followed from the term, this and that is an alpha male. I've never seen any intelligence after that. So I switched off. However, what I did see was a little bit of shouting and go back and forth. Yo, I'm alpha. No, you're not. Blah 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 blah. Like pantomime. And like, it just felt like this is not something to be discussing. If ZZ thinks he's not alpha, fine. And if he thinks he's alpha, then who can slap him? What it doesn't help is his name is Sideman. That I wouldn't. If I was going to say I am an alpha male, it would be something a little bit more like main man. I don't know. Man in the middle or center.
He literally
piece.
said, "I'm the main man, but my name is Robin. I'm Batman, but my name is Robin."
Do you know what I mean? So he might need to rebrand it a bit, and that's
I never understood the name, but it works for him. But in arguments like this, it just doesn't help.
No,
it absolutely does not help.
I think he should just use his first name. And
what's his first name?
I don't know, but it's not Sideman, so
I hope it's something a bit aggressive, so it can help.
What's an aggressive male name?
Like Jacob. Tony, something with a bit of
what's a beta male name for a guy?
Jamie.
See what I mean? see how this alpha thing, none of it really makes sense, because if somebody's called Jamie and they slap somebody, you're not gonna say Jamie. Jamie, you slap that boy. It doesn't really matter, does it? Do you know what I mean?
I'm finished. But I got a question for you. Would you say you're a dominant man? Dominant, submissive?
So,
because I get energy from you, but I'm not gonna say it.
Wouldn't say I'm submissive or I know it sounds like I'm in the middle and I'm like trying to, it is, like I said, there's different situations. I've written a book and it's called Pick Your Battle. Okay, I didn't write a book, but that if I was to write a book on love, or advice to people in relationships, just pick your battles, isn't it? Because in a relationship, and this is not just romantic relationship, even relationship with my dad, sometimes like I know I'm right. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give this one to him because there's gonna be a time where I'm just gonna, do you know what I mean? Sometimes, in fact, it's with my siblings, sometimes I'm like, I know I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna fight this because I'm not letting this go. Like sometimes, you know, I know you do it as well. Like sometimes you're on the heat of the argument and you realize you're wrong. It's like,
wrong and strong, absolutely.
It's too late. I've come too far to turn around.
To say
you have
sorry,
to continue. And then sometimes I know I'm right. So like, what do I gain from this? I think that's especially true in relationships. Like, from a man's perspective,
absolutely.
I can say that, you know, I see certain things. I'm just like, bro, let it go, man. There'll be battles that you want to win, and you know, sometimes you just have to give her some, and then you take some. Give and take.
No, I hear that, and the things I feel like that's what makes a healthy relationship. Having that self-awareness to know that I'm not always right all the time.
Yeah.
And even sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, even sometimes when you are right, just being like, you know what, yeah, let me not be the person that adds fuel to this fire. Let me just bring it all the way down so that we can come to resolve. Because I feel like every time I argue with someone, now as I've gotten older, especially in relationships, I'm really, if I'm gonna argue, it's to resolve. It's not argue to be right. It's a lot of times back in the day, I used to argue to get my point across. But it's like, okay, if we're going on and on and on, and I have my opinions about things, and you have your opinions about things, how are we ever gonna get together? Where it's like, okay, we need to have that final say, final statement, and then resolve it.
I agree. More time, I agree. Sometimes I argue just to be right because
you like a bit of spicy fire.
No, because sometimes there's some battles I just don't want to lose. It's like, no, I'm gonna battle this to the
I hate men like you.
No, but some
even when you're wrong.
You know what it is? I think sometimes you have to realize, that it's not, obviously everyone wants a 50-50 relationship or whatever, but sometimes you just, certain things, you know what? It sounds controversial, but there are certain, so for example, there are certain things, if I was in a relationship, right, that if my partner was to do, I'd like let go, but she'd be like, you can't do that. And I'm like, fine. And then vice versa. I think there's a lot of things that people would say the same for. Like, I'm trying to give a good example, but it's not coming to my head.
I want you to land because you were going to say something.
So for example, like, would it bother you if another woman was to cook for your man?
Who's the woman? His mum? Is this his sister? Or his auntie?
His friend. Okay, all right, I'll give you an example. This is something I'm willing to let go. You know that whole situation, I hate this discussion because I think it's so stupid, but I'll just give an example. If your partner is driving and his female best friend is in the front of the car.
She shouldn't be so stupid. She shouldn't be so stupid.
All right,
my designated driver's seat, me that I'm a dashboard babe. I'm always in the passenger side of my boyfriend's ride while they're trying to holler at me, you know?
Bye.
I don't know. Okay. But no.
So it's something like that, I know people be like, oh yeah, no, you can't do that. Fine. If that's the case, fine. But me, I personally don't care. Like, it's something that I'm really, like, if I come into like my girl's car and her male friends, I'll just go in the back, there's more space. I'll even put my feet up. I really care. It doesn't matter to me. So what I'm saying is there's certain things I'll let go, but there's certain things I'm like, nah, she can't do that, but I can.
Where do you draw the line?
I don't know. Each to their own, innit? Everybody knows. Everybody has their own thing. Cause I feel like everyone likes to pretend, everyone thinks they're a bit more reasonable than they really are.
I definitely get that, but I have something to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got next conversation. So this week I was on the social media as I am, minding my business, and I saw something that Tokyo Vanity said. Now, if you guys don't know who Tokyo Vanity is, she's just an American influencer who made music and is doing her thing, go her. But she said something that I was like, I'm not quite sure about this. I'll read it out to you. She said, can we stop normalizing dating people within your budget? Stop getting mad because a person wants to date a person with the same financial freedom as them. No one wants a one-sided relationship. Women with money still want to feel taken care of. Men with money like gifts too. So obviously you're a boss. You get your shmoney.
Right.
You got your muscles and your biceps and your triceps. Would you mind dating a woman who had less money than you and then the same money as you and then more money? Tell me all three.
Yeah, I think I don't really mind either way, but I think there's an extreme to it. Like eventually there comes to a point where somebody's used to a certain lifestyle. So if one partner is richer than the other, They might not be comfortable with the fact that they can't keep up and stuff like that. So I understand that it doesn't really bother me too tough, because I feel like I can be more accommodating. So if I date someone and they're earning like significantly less than me, it's fine. Like I will cover and stuff like that. And either way, like, it's fine. And so I understand. It doesn't bother me that much, but I will understand why people are like, yeah, no, I'm used to this certain lifestyle, and like, so I'm not gonna date into this certain, I don't know, salary range.
Okay, so would you date a woman that has more money than you?
Yeah.
Don't lie.
Yeah, why not?
Why did your voice go so high?
Because I thought about it and I was like, yeah.
So you would date a woman that had a lot more money than you?
Yeah, why not?
I don't believe you.
Why wouldn't I?
I feel like a lot of men find it intimidating when women make more money than them.
It's 2021, baby. Like,
the date doesn't change the facts.
I think, you know what it is? I think it's when you're secure with yourself and you know you do what you get done, or I don't know, like, I earn whatever, I pay my rent, I look after my family, I do this, I do that, and like, and that's till now, like literally now, I do what I need to do, and like I don't feel like I will be insecure, because like I know where I am and I know why I'm earning what I'm earning. I'm completely secure with that, and I know what I will be earning, and so forth. So I feel like it's when you're already insecure about what you're making, and so if somebody is earning more, it's like, they're gonna think this of me. I don't really care. Like if someone wants to judge me and say, oh, you're not earning.
See, as a man, I love that, because I know a lot of men. The thing is, okay, cool, you're saying what you're saying now, but when the girl's splashing on her Birkin, splashing on, and you're there and you're thinking, I can't. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it. Men cannot handle.
You know what it is, but at the same time, this is the thing. The you're asking, is the problem that she earns more, or is it the problem how she behaves? So if she's spending on expensive stuff, that's not what's my own. If she's now got the Birkin and she slaps me with the Birkin and says, you broke this and that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's different.
But at the same, my whole point is, even if she was poor, she would probably be disrespectful. So that my issue is not that she's got money, it's the character. It's the character. So that's my thing. And so I think sometimes people kind of conflate the two. So if I have more money than somebody and I'm dating them, I'm not going to like lord it over them. Oh, we can never go to the opera because you don't have enough money. Like, not the opera. But yeah, we can never go here. We can never go there because you don't have enough money. Like, I knew you can kind of gauge.
Would I even date someone in the same salary as me? I don't think I would. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I wouldn't, because then why are you here?
Wow.
But no, seriously. Listen, for me, every single thing and person in my life is about elevation. Right. For me, I'm always like, I don't want to be in the same bubble that I'm in. So how can I move on to the next stage in the next bubble?
You know what it is how do you define the worth of somebody as well? So somebody can come into my life and they're not earning as much as me. Am I going to think, how are they going to bring me to the next level? There's, like I said before,
I don't think it's not that I'm thinking how are they going to bring me to the next level. Right. But my question is, if you are in my life, what are you bringing that I don't already have?
Okay, cool.
Because somebody that is in this, basically maybe doing the same thing as me or in the same bracket as me, I don't feel like is going to add anything more than I already do for myself.
Right.
You have to add more already to my comfortability in being single.
Okay. And you know what? And that's your preference, and that's completely fine. What I would say is, though, like, it's not as simple as, okay. So for example, I used to work in finance. I was contracting, making a lot of money. Pandemic happened, couldn't get any contracts. I started working in a warehouse, like where that was like, the financial downgrade was completely, like, the drop was crazy. However, I could still pay my rent. I was still looking after, like, paying for flights for my parents to come and go back to Ghana, and looking after my 11 nieces and nephews, not looking after them solely, but like getting them whatever they wanted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I was earning enough, I had to cut a few things out of that I would personally want to do. Plus, it was in a pandemic, so I didn't have time to be spending money on bad bees in the club, so it was fine. And then it's like, I was still secure. So like, if somebody can, why you earn? I was like, I know why I'm here. I know what's happened. Like, I used to host. There's no more hosting. There's no more this. Like, all of the amount of money that I was earning before is no longer here. But I also know where I'm going. So, and then I got a new job where I'm very happy with, pays great and stuff like that. I don't think I was any less a year ago than I am now. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There were still things that people, when I speak to them, that they could gain from me. And likewise, people in similar situation, when I speak to them, I can get a lot from them and stuff like that. And I think when we think about elevation, it's fine if elevation is about, you know, because, you know, you get those whole things are like certain people start earning certain amount of money. They're like, oh, I need my friends to earn this. Nah.
So let's move on to the next conversation. Next thing that happened this week is DABABY. I do want to talk about that. So no, let's talk about it. So basically, DABABY is on fire this week because he stopped the car for these two boys who were selling sweets. And what happened is they tried to swindle him. So essentially, they had a box of sweets that was valued supposed to be like $60, $70, but they tried to tell him it was $200 each because they saw it was DABABY. They saw he had money. So he basically did the rudest thing. He now gave them $2 for one packet. I said, listen, don't do that again, and then close the door. And everyone's getting at him because he's like, why didn't you just give them money? Da, 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 da. But I think that what he did was absolutely on point.
He could have just given them. I hear that. He could have closed the door and then opened the door. I'm joking, guys.
He literally gave them $2 and they look pissed. No, but the thing is that just because somebody has a platform and has money, you should always keep your integrity no matter who you're dealing with. Integrity is so important.
I agree. But you know what it is? We say that and then, like, I don't know DABABY's background story, because integrity is like, how long is a piece of string really? Like, everyone has their own definition. So you can say, oh yeah, because they're coming from the ends, the hood, or whatever you want to call it. Everybody's hustling. I get it. They shouldn't have done that. But, you know, how many rappers have been, you know, selling drugs? You shouldn't really be doing that either. Like, and would someone say, oh yeah, because you're selling drugs, like, we can't do anything? Like, they're obviously trying to hustle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You can see that they're trying to end their kids. You can tell them, look, this isn't. Again, I don't know if DABABY sold drugs.
Oh, he 100% did.
Okay, so not knowing that from your thing, don't really quote me and sue me. But I don't have any money anyway, so you can sue if you like. So just be divided in 50% or zero. So anyway, so like, let's assuming that DABABY sold drugs, right? You're selling drugs and that's how you made it to where you are. And I feel like let's also keep it buck. Jay-Z, DABABY, a lot of my favorite rappers, if they didn't really sell drugs or didn't allude to it, like Rick Ross, because we don't know what he did, but like, if they didn't allude to that, they wouldn't be where they were, right? So it's like you've built your empire on the expense of other black people in the community and blah 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 blah.
Oof.
So it's
true, but
right?
Yeah, go on.
So what the point I'm trying to make, I'm not just cussing them for the sake of it. I'm just trying to say, if you're gonna now say, oh yeah, show some integrity, fine, but let's remember that you didn't. Do you know what I mean? You didn't do. You're not DABABY.
You white thief.
Yeah, I'm not even saying you're a thief. I'm just saying you're not DABABY because you were doing taxes, or you were. Do you know what I mean? You were doing like moral things. You got to where you got to. Now you have the comfortability to now. Maybe you now want to do investments and now do whatever and do things morally. But you were selling crack to crackheads and destroying family. Let's not get it twisted. This all is to be took. Yeah, we're all talking about cocaine. Yeah, we're all dancing in the club. It's cocaine, so crack, at least in the past anyway, maybe now, I'm not sure, but it was destroying families. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying, after you know what you've been through, these young kids are hustling, like, okay, they're not being honest about it, but you should be more understanding as to where they've come from, and then you're giving them $2, which is fair. You can do what you want with your money, but he can do that, but you can't now come and tell me, yeah, I did that because I was trying to teach them a lesson to, you know, have some integrity. Brother, you would not be here if you had the integrity that you had back then. You wouldn't.
I feel that I don't really know his current stance in terms of illegal activities now, but perhaps it's one of those where I've learnt my lesson now and trying to educate them to not do the same mistakes as I did.
Yeah, but he did. This is my thing. If you're going to teach a lesson, you need to tell them, oh, this is why I'm doing this. He didn't. I'm assuming in the video, he just like, you can't hustle me or blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
he
blah.
was just like, you can't finesse me, and then gave him the $2.
It was more of a pride
like,
thing. Yeah. That's my thing. It wasn't a case of, oh, you know what, like, I want them to teach. I want the next generation to be better than what I was. I don't think that was the vibe. If anyone can correct me if I'm mistaken, but he was coming along with the vibes that you can't hustle a hustler. That
Yeah,
is the issue.
okay.
You feel like you
that
can
was definitely the vibe.
con me, the original con man. That's where it's just like, do you know what I mean? And that's fine, but personally, I just like, bro, you've been their age. You probably would have done the same thing. Just give them money and tell them, look, listen, try and do things the right way next time. That's all.
That is too funny. Now, you're absolutely right. But speaking of music, did you hear what T-Pain said on Twitter? And he went on a massive rant in terms of everyone making the same music.
T-Pain?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
My baby boy.
I love T-Pain, but sometimes...
he basically went on what crazy rant. He was like, stop making the same music. Everybody's called Little Wayne, Little Baby, Little Roger, Little Adam. What is going on? Do you feel like do you feel like music is repetitive these days?
Okay, so I have this thing with music where it's just like...
You don't listen to it.
I absolutely do. I love music. You know, I'm a music man. This is real facts. I play the bass, I play the guitar, I play keys.
You play women, just playing everything.
Wow, that was really... I feel like you saved that one up. Like, you really worked. Well done. No comeback from me, ladies and gentlemen. That was really good. I'll let you have that one. I'm an instrumentalist, right? Like, I play at church. Please leave the instrumentalists at church and whatever alone, please.
That's why you're a minister.
Point being, see with music.
Jesus. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna just talk over you. I'm just gonna ignore your nonsense. Talking about Jesus and I'm making jokes. Is it a joke?
Go ahead. Sorry.
So like, with music, I feel like it changes. Like obviously, like to a degree, like I've studied music, or whatever. It changes all the time. One thing you will notice that if you're not used to a genre or a style of music, it all sounds the same to you. So like, if like somebody was to hear and they're not particularly fond of Amapiano, it sounds all the same to them. If you're not an Afrobeats fan and you've just been introduced to Afrobeats, you play a couple Afrobeats and all the beats sound the same. Until you get into it, you can start to... I've heard multiple times through back in the day, West Coast, like when I was younger, my brother was a big fan of West Coast rap. And like even my own dad was like, all of this rap, it sounds the same, like all of this kind of, because they obviously use similar instruments.
But I'm not talking about the beats. I'm talking about the artist. I'm talking about the lyrics. I'm talking about the persona of the artist.
Yeah, but I feel like that's always going to be acute. We're always going to have people saying, it sounds... Remember when you had that Afro swing sound and everyone's like, everyone using that xylophone sound?
I don't know. I feel like these days artists are just copy and paste. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. I'm not even talking... Obviously, I get there's some music that is the same because there's some genres that season people like.
Say like you're French.
Do you like it? There's some genres that people like. Like I remember there was a time where techno was doing, and everyone was everybody was. That was literally the worst time. David Guetta and you said. Did you say David Guetta?
Guetta. Isn't it? Listen, Guetta. I hate the man. I don't care about
that
his
whole
name.
genre. But remember, Kelly Rowland was on it. Chris Brown. I get
they
seasons.
They took my boy Usher. And
Usher,
I don't think I will ever
they were
them.
all on it. I'm talking about artists. I feel like artists are these days very copy and paste in terms of swag, demeanor, even some of the flows. Like me, I'm very lyrical in terms of how I listen to music, and I love how people ride the beat. I'm finding that a lot of times people are spitting the same. People are trying to sound like DABABY. People are trying to sound like if you notice, everything just sounds very similar. And not only the way they sound, but even the way they act, even the way they dress. Like, there's just no more authenticity for me.
You know the people that are in that culture, so let's say like maybe the younger, like who do you listen, is that your like type of music? I'm an all-rounder. The people who are fans of that music, do they feel that it's all the same? Does that make sense?
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like the way T-Pain is speaking from, he's talking from a producer aspect. Yeah. I feel like as a fan, you're just going to listen to the music because you want to listen to it. But if you're somebody that listens objectively, not because you love the person, you'll realize that, hold on a second, why does everyone sound and look similar?
I hear that.
Like back in the day, you would have a very, like, obviously it might have been the same sound, but there was always a differentiation of character. There was always differentiation of artists. But I feel like these days, artists sound and look the same.
I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to make this point.
Make the point so that I can go on.
like I said before, when you listen to, for example, because you're saying like they're saying the same things. When you listen to Afrobeats, you hear some, bro. The amount of times I hear I go fight Chinese for your love in Afrobeat, like they be using the same bars, like, and all of those sort of things, and like you just hear it all of the same. So I hear you, but you could say that for a lot of genres, is what I'm saying.
Look, okay. Let's talk about Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido. I don't feel like there's any similarity between the three.
Okay, but we're in it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying is that when you're in the culture, when you're in that, when that's your type of genre, and that's what you listen to all the time, you can definitely say, oh, Burna Boy is nothing like Wizkid. What I'm saying is that if I go, no, and I agree, but what I'm going to say, if I go and ask my manager, Rob, to listen to Davido, to listen to Burna Boy, and listen to Wizkid, yeah, and then tell me, what's the difference? Have you listened to them? What's the difference in sound, mate? And be like, and he's going to be like, yeah. What I noticed is that Wizkid's a bit more, do you know, man, he does a bit more jaya, and then he's not got, do you know what I'm trying to say? And then you know, Burna Boy is a bit more lyrical. I don't think they will know. I think he will hear it. It's like, yeah, this sounds a bit. Do you know what I mean? I like this kind of spicy music. It sounds a bit. Spicy. Do you know what I mean? It sounds a bit. That Ojuleva. Yeah, I just love it. They're not gonna notice. So what I'm saying, depending on your distance from that culture, and I'm not doubting whether T-Pain is in that culture or not. I'm just saying that I've heard this before, and it normally comes from distance from that culture where if you're not close enough, it sounds all the same. Does that make sense?
Okay.
But you're probably more versed to answer that question than I am, because I'll be honest, I don't listen to all of these littles and babies and stuff. So
I do all round, but I feel like.
And if you think that they all sound the same, then you're probably right.
No, they absolutely are. Like I would, in term, the thing is, it works because the thing is that even if you look at business, like business models are replicated all the time because once you find something that works, it's easy to replicate. It's easy to replicate. What's the point? Like, what's the point? Yeah, so I get that. I get why people are making copy paste, but I mean, for somebody who likes differentiation and wants something new,
I hear you.
Because there are a lot of people that step into the scene on a different thing and then like, oh my god, I've never seen or heard. And
I'll ask you this question though.
Go ahead.
Let me flip it. Is it the fault of the artists? Or is it fault of the consumers? So when I say that, it's just like, if consumers, listen, it's music. I love music. Like I said, I play instruments. I play for my church every Sunday. I love it. However, if I was a musician and I'll be honest, if you people want to hear rubbish all the time, and I know it sells me, I talk about integrity all the time, but I have bills to pay, so I'm gonna give you that rubbish. And if you guys want to hear the same, what's that? The baby beat, that doom doom. I don't even know how to do his beats. No. It's not even his. It's not even the way he's rapping. It's the beat, that same annoying beat that he has all the time. It's just jarring. However, people love it, and he's giving the people what they love. So the question I'm asking, is it his fault that he's giving the people what they love, or is it the people that keep buying his music? If it's all the same, why don't we look into different alternatives? Or do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I think
there's only so much that the artist can be responsible for. If we keep supporting this same thingy music, they're only doing what we want. So
no, 100% get that. I feel like there needs to be a balance between the authenticity of the artist, but then also what people want, because you'll find that for artists, if they're continually trying to cater to what people want as opposed to what they actually like to do, they hate it. I mean, look at Young Bane. Young Bane said he's retiring after album number 1. He said he's done.
Why?
Because I don't know, I'm not sure, but it's a thing where imagine what you love and is a passion becomes a job. I get that happens for a lot of artists where what they love, they love music, but then you have PR, you have management telling you, no, the people want this. And then you have to cater to what people like as opposed to what you enjoy doing. And it just becomes redundant. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is not what I was expecting. I liked music, but you lot don't like my music. You like what I'm trying to be, which is not really me. So fuck it. I'm out. Second album, I'm out. Fuck it. So what you were saying in terms of, is it consumer, is it artist? I feel like it's consumer, but then also these artists are backed. I'm not gonna say back. They're chained by a lot of these big industry companies. It's
getting better these days though. Like, back in the day, I think record labels had more power.
They have power. IVD's locked down. Ray Black is locked down. There's bare people. I remember Ray Black recently just just was saying that how her record label won't let her drop the album. It's peak. So, IVD's locked down. That free my sis
I need
IVD,
to hear
man.
more music from her.
The thing is with IVD, they will not let her release music because she's chained to this man that won't release her. It's really, really bad. So it's like I wouldn't even blame.
So you know what is like. So sometimes you got like. Sometimes there are ways around it. So back in the day, what people would do is they would release mixtapes. So they would do what the radio want on their album, and then like 50 Cent Junior had loads of Junior radio mixtapes, and then that was for the streets, and then the albums was for the charts. And like even Wizkid done something similar. So I think he was, I don't know what his record situation is, but he goes by Starboy when he wanted to release more of what he wanted to release. Remember, so he had that album that had Come Closer on it. I think that was the Wizkid album, and it was alright. Yeah. But then he released like a list of songs that came under Starboy, and I think what was that thing that we used to dance? I think it was like 3 years ago. Like he had bare songs and it came under Starboy, but basically it wasn't under his name. I'm just forgetting the names of the song.
A Starboy. Is that what he done? I thought Starboy was a producer.
No, Starboy is his like label or whatever. Okay. And so remember, because when you listen to it, it's him. Yeah, it's all him. It wasn't the producer. It was literally because he wanted to release. I think Soko was on it. Yeah, and whatever, and all of those songs. There was like a summer, and it was lit.
It was crazy.
But none of it was under Wizkid. So my point is that. Sometimes people
loving your energy, girl. I'm loving your energy. That one, yeah, yes, beautiful. Sorry,
I don't know if that was really, but it was that time. It was that time, yeah. So it was lit, and it was just like, yeah, I prefer listening to this stuff than the stuff that I like. Come Closer, but whatever else was on it, it wasn't as good as this current album now.
A shout,
yeah, I know, man.
A masterpiece.
I mean, we talk about tickets and Wizkid.
Did you get your ticket?
They're out.
Are they out?
What?
I'm asking you.
Huh?
Are they out?
Tickets? I don't know.
Listen, if I don't know what it was,
you know what it is, yeah. I'm gonna try, but
listen. Do you know who gets the tickets? All these fucking fake ass Wizkid fans. The one that knew Wizkid when he did.
This is a debate to have because you people that are gatekeeping Wizkid, are ridiculous.
No, let's talk about it because listen, I'm gonna.
Some of you act like you was it was me. I was there in Ojo Aleba. I said Wizkid said I want to write something that rhymes with bad guys. And it's like here's a pen, Wizkid. Yeah, bad guys. I know bad guys. And then he rhymed bad guys with bad guys, and I was there, and that's why I deserve to go to his concert.
There. Listen, some people are from Wizkid. From Come Closer. They know Wizkid from Come Closer. They should not be allowed to go. Listen, I know Wizkid when he was doing Ojuwe Lebashita. From that. Oh yeah,
listen, but I'll tell you now.
I feel like there should be a special.
Wizkid's my favorite Afrobeats album of all time is Superstar.
Yes.
I think even this new album.
When you see me drive by, holla at your boy. I got my
come on, like I was just learning Yoruba. I'm not even Nigerian. I was just there. Doing money.
People like us should have a special.
But however,
a special section code.
This goes back to what we were saying before. Yeah, you gatekeepers are like, oh no, it needs to be closed. Only us, only the elite and the people. Then how many people will be? Maybe 2,000, 3,000 of you people will be listening to Wizkid, right? Mm-hmm. And then the same people will be complaining why, like he's not making music to appease do you know what I'm trying to say? You can't have both. Like he's now making music that everyone's gonna be liking to. He can make more money. He's making the music. He's lucky because he's making the music he loves, and he is also doing well, right? And he's not having to pick and choose. But with that comes all this thing, and the more fans he gets, you want him to be rich, you want him to be happy, right? Mm-hmm. So it comes with new fans. Like which one? You can't have the original fans alone.
But I feel like you're not gonna come to a Wizkid concert and know 5 songs.
This is the solution.
You're not allowed.
Let's be honest. The solution is this. Wizkid, if you are listening, what makes you think you can come to London to do? You dropped a beautiful album. You come into London and you only drop one date. Don't be rude.
That's extremely rude.
Don't be silly. How are we all going to fit in that OT? Wizkid.
Very rude.
Be reasonable.
That's rude. Can I ask you something? Do you feel like since Wizkid hit mainstream, do you feel like he lost his authenticity a little bit?
Nah.
I feel like he did.
I feel like
he did.
Everyone's gonna change. Everyone's gonna try and evolve.
Not everyone, because
so what who you're gonna start?
Burna Boy never done that.
Listen, let me tell you something about Burna Boy. Yeah, this girl, I love Burna Boy. I was at Burna Boy's first concert when he came, because you know he was banned from this UK.
Yes, he was.
He came in chains. I was there. He came in chains. They cut the chain. They cut it. Someone come with knife. They cut it with axe. And he said, "I'm free. I can be in the UK." And he held up his passport as we said, "Yeah, okay."
He was banned for time.
But he was banned for time, and I was there at his first concert. I think it was in West somewhere, Hammersmith. I think I was there. No. Okay. Hammersmith Apollo, was it? Yeah. And it was excellent. I say that to say this, right? Burna Boy. Let's not make it seem like Burna Boy has had this authentic sound, because one of my favorite songs is Soko.
Sock what? Sock what? Get out.
I know, I'm trying to remember. Sure.
Get out.
But listen, Burna Boy is my guy. However, what the point I'm trying to make is that, remember when Burna Boy was making different sounds?
No,
there was a time that Burna Boy was sounding like a real Jamaican. You people don't want to talk about that part where... Not even that. There was one where he made a really Jamaican song where the Jamaicans even stood up and said, "Burna Boy, stop what you're doing." They even had to do African accents. They said, "Burna Boy, you are talking from Kingston. You have to stop what you're doing. Stop this impersonation of Jamaicans. This is wrong. You know it's wrong. Stop it.
You don't do that.
You don't do those things there." Don't you remember when they used to go out, because it was some ruffian song?
No, but the thing is, let me keep it a stack though. I feel like that was always his thing. The thing is, because he was, bearing in mind, he's not like Wizkid that was from Ojueleba. He's born in London. He's a London boy.
But he was Wizkid, doing different sounds.
I don't even know where Wizkid downloaded that accent from, because he was never. He's never exited.
Where did Burna Boy? If that was part of him, where is it gone now? Why have we never heard his Jamaican accent in the last 5 years? He's even with what's her name now. He has even more reason to be in a Jamaican accent now. With what's her name?
Maybe he doesn't. I don't know if he sings it, but I feel like let me give you something. Wizkid, as soon as after Ojueleba, he stopped singing in Yoruba. The Jamaican accent downloaded, and then, come close. Everything I was like, why are you not speaking in Yoruba anymore? Like, what happened? He started trying to commercialize himself, and I feel like he lost it. Whereas Burna Boy was like, nah, okay, cool. I might have been doing a Jamaican accent. Burna
Boy sounded British. He sounded American.
Everything
he sounded Nigerian.
International.
But then
he stuck to his roots.
No, but when you start with 5 different roots, of course you can stick with one of them. If you start everywhere, then now I found what people like more. Then you realize, Burna Boy, this Jamaican thing is too much. This American accent is too much. We want Nigerian Burna Boy. He said, okay, I'll cut all the other Burna Boys, and this is the one I'm going to stick with. And that's what happened.
At one point, think about it. Look how difficult it would be, and it was, to be a standard Yoruba boy, still yourself, and try to break America. Remember when the bands tried to do it? The bands that they did Oliver Twist, and they threw that one in the bin. Finished.
So finished.
That's the thing. Usually when you come to America, they want you to lose that aspect of yourself. Yeah. But I feel like Burna Boy is the only artist that stuck to his roots.
So I listened to Burna Boy's last album that P. Diddy produced. And what you're telling me, that this is his roots. That last album he did is his roots. Is that what you're telling me? You're telling me there was no American influence? There, you had Diddy shouting on the thing like he was signed to Bad Boy all over the place.
I'm talking about the culture. Like, if you even listen to the difference between when artists... Remember when the bands tried to do that stupid song with Snoop Dogg?
I'm glad I have no idea what you're talking about. It's God that has protected me.
He tried to do a song with Snoop Dogg.
Doggy Dogg.
Like, what is this? He's like, my nephew, the band. I thought...
You know what I have to say, yeah? One of the worst things in this life is America. It's been done right it's been done well a few times, but Afrobeats with UK artists, chef's kiss. Love it. Afrobeats with American artists, it's horrible.
I'm telling you. Well, guys, that's actually our time. I can't believe that's blown so fast.
It's been very quick.
I'm telling you, the hour just goes like that.
When you're having fun, isn't it, baby?
When you're having fun and you're sipping on something light. But guys, that's it for today, man. Thank you so much for joining. We have Mr. Mr. Professor Kumi in the building.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Listen, I think this episode has been the most knowledgeable. Like you have been dropping some
They wanted jokes. I came with education. They said I'm a fake professor.
This is Professor for real. The Professor of Love, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching. Before you go, what is your takeaway today?
My takeaway. So what have I taken from this?
Yeah, what's your takeaway, baby?
It's just that I enjoyed our conversation, and it's good to talk. It's good to hear other perspectives. You've taught me something as well.
That's it, basically.
That's
guys,
definitely my
what is your takeaway? Comment below what is your takeaway. I'll see you lot in the comment section. But aside from that, we're done, guys. I'm gonna see you later. This is episode 4, baby. It's Madam Joyce, and we out.